Pokemon card.
If I purchase a Pokemon card, is that a security transaction?
Store, that's not a security.
Okay. If I were to purchase a tokenized Pokemon card on a digital exchange via a blockchain, is that a security transaction?
I'd have to know more.
And so that would provide a path that would make the SEC do what you're avoiding. Frankly, you're front-running Congress, you're front-running the courts, you're front-running even the own administration, and no one has held you to account for that.
Like today, I'm convinced you are not an impartial regulator. Instead, it's clear that you are working to consolidate your own power, even though it means crushing opportunities for everyday Americans and, frankly, the financial future of this country. That said, it cannot be understated that a common theme throughout your career, sir, is your relentless loyalty to the largest financial institutions at the clear expense of innovation, competition, and everyday Americans.
In terms of the markets, I would say if a company were deciding to go public or raise offerings, they'd want to go effective before Friday if they're ready to. I think I've said this in the past that I think that it doesn't
I'm asking you
need
to answer my question now. This is not supposed to be hard.
I know.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
It's the XRP army.
If you got some bags, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more. Moon o'clock news, no breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra. Extra. Bullishness, shout out to the latest sub. Appreciate you stopping by, stuffing some bags, smashing them likeys. Go ahead. Throw on those moon suits. Throw on those pilot shades. Buckle up. Because the future's extra. Extra. Bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle. Into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 1.08 trillion, up about 0.2%. In the past 24, we got BTC's dominance at 47.1%. We got XRP in that number 5 spot, right around 50 cents, 2 for $1, down about 0.3%. In the past 24, Stellar XLM 11 cents, BTC 26,229. We got ETH right around 15, 16 hundo. We got XDC right underneath a nickel, Flare 0.010, and we got Songbird 004355. Taking a look at altcoin season index, we're heading higher into an altcoin season, currently at a 57. We need to be at a 75 for it to be a full-blown altcoin season. We headed into an end of the year altcoin pump. Quick announcement before we get started. We got quite a few videos to go over here. Gary Gensler on the hot seat once again. Also, proper party coming up Friday. I'm gonna be flying out tonight out to NYC. Hope to be meeting you and seeing a bunch of you out at the NYC proper party. Packing up the rest of my bags, flying out NYC. We'll see you at NYC for the proper party Friday. Stay bullish. We got a tweet from Ripple to kick things off the lab for inclusive fintech researchers, the potential for digital financial technology to increase global financial inclusion. Learn more about the partnership with Lyft in this Ripple Impact Spotlight. What will Lyft be focused on in 2024? We'll be holding our second Lyft conference in December. The event will feature a combination of policy, research, industry panels covering topics like modernizing humanitarian aid delivery, digital wallets, privacy, and embedded finance. We plan to continue engaging with the UC Berkeley students as interest in applications of blockchain, crypto, and other technologies to advance financial inclusion grows. Running on XRP. We got Joe Cat says this is such an incredibly stupid argument. I have no idea how I could possibly respond to it other than laugh. We got Max Kaiser, BTC Maxi. Was the XRP ledger centralized from the start? We'll be laughing BYOB all the way to our own banks. We got Crypto Law US. Rep Richie now is Gary Gensler on the lie that he is technology neutral on crypto. Watch his eyes turn red after Taurus says tokenized.
I worry that the term investment contract has become so infinitely malleable and manipulable that it means whatever you unilaterally thinks it ought to mean, right? I worry that when it comes to crypto, your interpretation of the term investment contract has no limiting principle and therefore could invite arbitrary and capricious enforcement action. So I want to take a few minutes to explore the concept of investment contract in greater depth. And I want to start with an obvious definitional question. We know that an investment contract requires an investment. Does an investment contract require a contract?
Something about this definition, I will quote Thurgood Marshall, Congress painted with a broad brush. when Marshall said that, he was writing the law of the land. So we follow this Howey test and how not just Marshall, but other courts interpreted it. And it has a four component.
I did not go to MIT, but in the Bronx, if I ask whether an investment contract includes a contract, the answer is typically yes or no. So,
actually, sir, under the Supreme Court law of the land, they do not write that in. They say it's an investment of money in a common enterprise. You're anticipating profits based on the efforts of others. So I took an oath to follow the law of the land, and that's the Supreme Court law of the land.
So in Howey, the Supreme Court refers to an investment contract as a contract, scheme, or transaction. That was the terminology that I saw in the case. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing in the Supreme Court's jurisprudence that suggests that a scheme or transaction means the absence of a contract. And so by way of illustration, consider the landmark case of SEC versus Howey. In the Howey case, there was not a single contract, but there were two contracts. A land sales contract with the Howey company and a service contract with Howey in the Hills. And the court found that the combination of those two contracts, the total scheme, the total transaction, the total economic reality, was constitutive of an investment contract. And so a scheme or a transaction does not mean the absence of any contract at all. It means, as it did in Howey, a multiplicity of contracts. In August, there were 6 law professors from law schools as preeminent as Yale who came to the following conclusion, quote, "No decision of the Supreme Court has ever found that a scheme that does not involve a contract could qualify as an investment contract." And so do you disagree with that statement? And if so, could you please cite a decision of the Supreme Court that has found an investment contract in the absence of an actual contract?
The SEC has been in front of multiple courts, and investment contract has been...
What's the name of the case, Mr. Gensler? The Supreme Court case that has found an investment contract in the absence of an actual contract. Do you have the name? Can you cite a case?
The SEC, over the decades, whether it's...
Can you cite a case?
Whether it's whiskey caskets, whether it's crypto, if the public is investing based upon the efforts of others...
I find it telling that you cannot cite a single case.
That's a security.
Not a single... How about a Second Circuit case? Can you cite a single Second Circuit case that found an investment contract in the absence of a contract?
I understand where you're trying to go, and I'm going to leave that to the very fine attorneys at the SEC in front of courts. But I'm saying the core principle...
Mr. Gensler,
this is a field...
This is. Let me finish. This is a question to which you should know the answer, because the definition of an investment contract is the central issue. That's what determines the extent of your authority. That's what determines the applicability of federal securities law to crypto transactions. And your inability to answer that question is baffling to me.
I'm answering it consistent with what the Supreme Court has said, which is the law of the land is a 4-part test.
And yet you cannot cite a single case to support your argument.
Howey, it's called Reeves. It's called many cases at the Supreme Court, sir. 8 or 9 times it's been affirmed by the...
Can I ask, suppose I were to purchase a Pokemon card. Would doing so constitute a security transaction?
You could purchase a Pokemon card. I don't know what the context is, but if you're just purchasing a Pokemon card...
If I purchase a Pokemon card, is that a security transaction?
Store, that's not a security.
Okay. If I were to purchase a tokenized Pokemon card on a digital exchange via a blockchain, is that a security transaction?
I'd have to know more.
Okay. So for you, the process of tokenization is what transforms a non-security transaction into a security transaction?
Look, if the investing...
I thought you were technology neutral.
If the investing public is anticipating profits based upon the efforts of others and they're exchanging funds, that's the core...
I see my time has expired. So.
Fire Gary Gensler. We got the evidence. Get those jumpsuits. Get those jail cells ready. We got Warren Davidson. Gary Gensler's tenure at the SEC highlights 2 key problems. Gary Gensler problem, SEC Gov structural problem.
Frankly, your time as chairman has highlighted 2 problems, a Gary Gensler problem and a structural flaw in the SEC. And as I told you in April, I proposed a solution called the SEC Stabilization Act. You're making the case for this bill easier every day you are acting as the chairman by doing rulemaking after rulemaking without any regard to the impact of these rules, or maybe that's the feature for you, I don't know. But it's having a massive impact on our markets. I mean, we have markets that truly are the envy of the world, and why would you disrupt them with processes that are driving capital out of our markets, not because to avoid our laws, but to find some place where they can get clarity, where they can work with a regulator and get a decision and a path forward. So instead of selectively applied, you are you're not providing clarity with a rule that's evenly applied. You're intentionally shortening comment periods to limit feedback. And the courts have even called this arbitrary and capricious. You're pushing a woke political and social agenda, and I think abusing your role and the authority of the SEC as cover. So, I think fundamentally, the SEC Stabilization Act would remove the role of chairman. It would preserve the current commissioners, but it would add a sixth commissioner. So there would be no more than 3 from any one political party. And so that would provide a path that would make the SEC do what you're avoiding. Frankly, you're front-running Congress, you're front-running the courts, you're front-running even the own administration, and no one has held you to account for that. I mean, I wish the Biden administration would say you're fired, but the list of folks they need to do that for is long. Congress hopefully will with the SEC Stabilization Act. I yield.
Gentleman's time's expired.
Get him, Warren Davidson. Drain the swamp. Free the standard.
We got Watch Your Guru Justin, U.S. Congressman, slams the SEC chair against her for attacking crypto.
Do you believe the vast majority of digital assets meet the investment contract test and are therefore securities operating illegally outside of the U.S. regulatory umbrella?
As I've said, many of these assets are basically the public is anticipating
Sir, is that
profits based
yes?
on the efforts of others.
Is the answer then yes?
Again, without prejudging anyone, I do think that the significant
Reclaiming my
majority
time.
are
I'll take it as a
investment
yes.
contracts.
And to be clear, sir, this perspective has nothing to do with a concern you noted in a speech last year where you said, quote, over the past year, several bank executives have shared their concerns with me about the sheer number of depositors who have moved money from their bank accounts into crypto-related exchanges and wallets, end quote. Right?
The concern that those bank executives raised was that there's
Again, I'm reclaiming my time,
customers
sir.
were getting
No,
hurt.
I've asked you to answer the questions as short as I can so I can use the time I have, and it's clear that you would like to avoid answering the questions, in my opinion. An Obama-appointed judge in the Southern District of New York, a bank-friendly jurisdiction where you bring most of your cases, recently found that decentralized financial technology, quote, not only removes the so-called middlemen from these transactions, but it also allows users to interact through a variety of methods in an easy and efficient manner, end quote. The court also said underwriters, like the ones at banks where you work, sir, are, quote, precisely the types of individual roles that decentralized exchanges were designed to eliminate, end quote. Mr. Gensler, can you assure this committee that your style of regulation by harassment towards digital asset innovation is to the benefit of every American and not driven by your desires to protect industry incumbents?
This is a field that's rife with fraud and manipulation, and I'm looking out for the American investors who've been hurt by the crypto.
Yeah. I'll reclaim my
fraudsters
time.
and
Mr.
scammers.
Gensler, despite your years of rhetoric, like today, I'm convinced you are not an impartial regulator. Instead, it's clear that you are working to consolidate your own power, even though it means crushing opportunities for everyday Americans and, frankly, the financial future of this country. Even the federal courts are highlighting the damage you, sir, are doing to our constituents, and they're telling you that you don't have the legal authority to accomplish your goal of squashing competition in the financial markets. Congress has been telling you that too. Now, Mr. Gensler, I believe our great financial system is the definition of freedom in this country. And congressional policies must provide room for the traditional financial system to evolve alongside the disruptive digital asset ecosystem. That said, it cannot be understated that a common theme throughout your career, sir, is your relentless loyalty to the largest financial institutions at the clear expense of innovation, competition, and everyday Americans. I yield back.
I suspect some large financial institutions would not agree with that.
There's no question, sir. I've yielded.
No question, sir. Gary, you still there? Get him, Emmer.
We got one from 801 XRP, Gary Gensler. In terms of markets, I would say if companies are planning to go public or raise funds, they want to go effective over Friday if they're ready to. If not, they'll be in a subliminal state where they can access the markets.
Just really dedicated public servants. In terms of the markets, I would say if a company were deciding to go public or raise offerings, they'd want to go effective before Friday if they're ready to. If not, they might be in a sort of subliminal state where they can't access the markets because we can't effectively review those.
Let me redirect you for a second to, okay, companies raising capital, but your SEC is a whipping boy, you know that. But the truth is, the organization is full of people who are out there prosecuting fraud, who are stopping insider trading. Are we going to see, if there is a meaningful shutdown, fraud go unprosecuted, insider trading? You won't have the capacity to address these things, which hurt the American public, correct?
Yeah. While somebody can still file a tip, complaint, and referral, somebody can file a whistleblower. There won't be the people on the other side to really review it and investigate it.
Companies planning to go public, they might want to do it before Friday.
We got the proper party Friday. Ripple IPO announcement before the government shutdown. Bags packed.
We got Chair Gensler testifying before Congress. Is Bitcoin a security? September 27, 2023. I'm just asking. This is an easy softball question.
Why do you believe Bitcoin is not a security?
Thank you, Chair. And I think you're referencing remarks I made as a professor at MIT. And as I wrote in that paper at that time, it was really about something called the Howey test. And the Supreme Court, it's the law of the land, talks about if the public is anticipating a profit based on the efforts of others. And as I think I noted in that paper back in 2018, I didn't see that Bitcoin.
But your view on Bitcoin, you've made comments on this. You believe Bitcoin is not a security. Is that true?
Well, I think the staff of the SEC have also, and the prior chair.
I'm just asking you this question, and this is not a gotcha. I thought this was going to be an easy softball into harder questions. Do you think Bitcoin is a security?
No, I think I've said this in the past that I think that it doesn't.
I'm asking you to answer my question now. This is not supposed to be hard.
I know. I said it does not meet the Howey test, which is the law of the land about being an investment.
It doesn't meet the Howey test. So therefore, it's a commodity. Is that fair?
I would say it's not a security, and then the test is otherwise for other laws.
Well, Gary's just a puppet, as you can see here in the back. Stand with crypto.
Eleanor Terrace says someone sitting behind Gary Gensler flashes the stand with crypto NFT on a phone. The shield is described as a symbol of unity for the crypto community, seeking sensible crypto policy with the dishonorable Gary Gensler. Someone says there's actually two, and this gives me goosebumps. Fire Gary G. Lock him up. We got the evidence. Get those jumpsuits. Get those jail cells ready. Gary, you still there? We got Stellar interested in testing asset tokenization on the Stellar network. Meridian 23 unveils the latest upgrades to the Stellar Asset Sandbox, including new asset controls, distribution channels, and a preview of DeFi use cases powered by Sorbonne. We got Jeremy Allure live from Madrid. EURC launches on Stellar Org with multiple key distribution partners launching end-to-end Spain to Latin America flows. Better, faster, cheaper. Digital currency is better money. And we got another one from Stellar. Nothing is possible without all you. Danielle Dixon closes Meridian 2023 with a nod to the incredible ecosystem and community. Thank you for making this event the best one yet. Now, on to the gala. And we got Coinbase. The money truck slowly made its way to DC for Stand with Crypto Day today, where it's educated members of Congress and government officials on just how Americans use and love crypto. Beep in the comments. And we got the future of money doesn't move on a money truck. It's time to update the system. You know what's coming. They know what's coming. And they can't stop it. The future of money runs on the RippleNet using XRP. It's been time to update the system. XRP. Know what you hold. We got another one from Coinbase. 52 million Americans own crypto, which should be front page news. But in the meantime, it's back page and quarter page news in the Washington Post. And today and tomorrow, Stand with Crypto. We got ISO 20022. Let's do it using XRP without internet access.
Ripple Mobile is designed to improve CBDC and Ripple accessibility in low-tech markets without internet access. Today, I'll go over the different features of Ripple Mobile. Registration. Users can register their numbers with Ripple Mobile by dialing the USSD extension. This works regardless of the phone they use and without internet access. Users are presented with a USSD menu, and once they respond with option 1, they are requested to select a secure 4-digit PIN. Once they put in their 4-digit PIN, the account creation process begins, and once completed, they will receive a welcome SMS with more details of next steps. Check balance. Once a user has been registered, they can dial the USSD extension and will be presented with a menu of different options. Send XRP. When a user wants to send XRP to another user, they go through the familiar process of dialing the extension. They then select Send XRP from the menu and are requested to input the recipient's mobile number. Then they are requested to put in the amount of XRP they would like to send, and they verify this transaction with a 4-digit PIN. After they have completed that, they will receive an SMS confirming their transaction has been successful or not, and the recipient will also receive an SMS that they have received money in their wallet. That concludes our Ripple Mobile demo. Thank you.
With that being said, Bagman and Bag Ladies, XRP, the standard, zero doubt, closer than we've ever been. We beat out the corrupt SEC, crawl walk. Then we rock it. We'll see you up in NYC. XRP holders, where will you be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Later, glitches. I am the XRP Bagman, the Moon Commander, currently up here on the mothership, stuffing some bags and enjoying the show. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, smashing them likes for some more Moon O'Clock news. Hope y'all continue to stay extra bullish. Continue holding those good vibes. Remember to sell the FUD.
XRP.
Buy up those bags. Don't forget to spread that liquid love. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to drop a subscribe, drop a comment down below. All the OG diamond hands out there, drop a comment down below. Drop an elbow on that like button from the top ropes. Catch you up here, top floor on the mothership for the moon party. BYOB, bring your own bags, be your own bank. Peace out, crypto ghost.
The XRP army, all living the lavish lifestyles. Starlights booming, moonlight shining, big bags pumping. We finally made it through all of the chaos, all of the FUD, all of the haters. Look at us now, look at us up in the sky. I know you're enjoying the show from them rockets. Vive XRP, Vive XRP.